The novel, I'll be honest, I took a half an edible and I had a moment where I was in my robe and had my headphones on. I was feeling in the groove, and I just wanted to kind of get it done in my own time. And I'm sorry I cheated on you. I'm sorry I wrote without filming it, but I had a long day of really productive writing and snacking, and kind of, even though I'm on my fourth pass, uh, reading it out loud to the chat while editing made me realize I had some length issues. Um, I was able to take chapter 13. You can always go back and look at older chats if you really want to, but who would do that? Not like I'm a big deal or anything. But I broke my chapter 13 into two parts, and I developed some new chapters because I was really feeling that the character of Catherine was undeveloped. And I tightened up some Devereaux stuff, and I made a big. I went against something that I thought I wanted to serve the story better, which is I thought it would be interesting that Devereaux's wife's father was the spy master for Queen Elizabeth, the very person that he's trying to overthrow. But in real life, Devereaux's main antagonist was actually a man named Robert Cecil, son of a Robert Cecil, who had the benefit of having the Queen's ear. And so it was weird to. I forced an antagonist into the story because I thought it would create an interesting and very tense dynamic, when in actuality, it distracted from a more simplified version of the story. I kind of went from A to C instead of A to B, and I had that kind of talk with myself, so I went and I reformatted all the chapters with a Sir Walsingham, and I turned it into Robert Cecil, and made those tweaks and changed my antagonist completely. I still have a little nod to Sir Walsingham. It's not like you care if you're, hey, what's up, y'all? Hi, Selena Kohler? Kuehler? Selena Kuehler? Hey, what's up? How's it going? Just hanging out on YouTube Live. Hope you are too. Obviously, you are. If you ever want to see what I'm doing, I'm actually writing over on Twitch at Derrick Denicola Writer, and I'm on YouTube Live. Also writing. So if you want to see, the bigger screen and what we're going to be doing today, that's the place to pop over. Otherwise, you can stay here, no problem. I like to recommend YouTube because it's ad-free. If you don't want commercials, but Twitch is lovely as well. So what you're going to see if you do hop over to what I'm doing on YouTube and Twitch Live is I have a blank piece of paper, y'all. I am going to force myself to write an original story in about an hour or so, and it usually ends up being about 2.5 pages, something like that. You subscribe, Selena. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you. And then Zaya Dinacosta. Hi, I'm new here. Dinacosta. I don't know what part of your screen name is your first name or your last name, but it sounds a lot like my name. I am Denicola, depending on if you're an American or an Italian saying it. So, cool name. And yeah, glad to have you all here. Let me know what you're up to. What are you guys doing? What part of the world are you in? Of course, use your discretion. Don't give away too much of your personal information online, but I always like to know who I'm talking to. And yeah, okay, so I've been into listening to a lot of audiobooks lately. The one I just described, A Brief History of Nearly Everything. Fiction, great, love it, satisfies an innate curiosity, just a lovely refresher about all of the things that I learned in school but probably forgot about. It's my stepdad's birthday. Happy birthday to your stepdad. It's awesome that you're there to help him celebrate, and or that you have remembered your stepdad's birthday. Um, I love a good stepdad narrative, right? It's like you don't have to be a dad, but you are. Um, in a way, a stepdad really is the dad who steps up. Maybe that's where it comes from. I like that. Do you play games? Selena says. Do you mean emotionally? No. On Twitch, I have in the past. I do like to stick to writing, but sometimes I just need a chill day, and I'll hook my Twitch to my PlayStation, and I'll play some Red Dead Redemption. I like those open world, kind of open sandbox exploring games, maybe like Witcher 3. Also like building stuff. So I have Dinkum. Does anybody play Dinkum? Dinkum is cool. It's like the Australian Animal Crossing with way more to do, a lot more freedom, a lot more tools, a lot of cool things to build. There's land, sea, air, vehicles. Still cozy gaming, still building. Highly recommend. And there's a lot of mining. You can do some mining. A little bit of Minecraft too. Like 3 levels of mines, as far as I know. Okay, yes. Me. Oh, Claudia, in 4 days, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Claudia, everybody. All right, Claudia, how old are you going to be? Love a good birthday, guys. We need to celebrate ourselves, right? Because it's a tough world out there, gotta say. And find every W, every win that you can, and make it your own. I know I do. Every little reason to celebrate. I remember there was a story about my grandma always telling my mom, like, you always save the good china, right? Like back in the day, whenever you would have good flatware, good dishware, you keep it polished, you keep it in a drawer, but you wouldn't use it. It was only for special occasions. It was in case like the queen came over, you put out your good dishes, and they would just sit there. They would sit in a curio, they would sit in the china cabinet, collecting dust, getting passed down from generation to generation. And at some point, I think my mom realized that that we have to create our own reason to celebrate. If we're waiting for this one big, magnificent moment that's undeniably worthy of the very best, we're going to be waiting a long time, and it may never come around. And that you have to define what success is for yourself, what is worthy of your good china, so to speak, and put it out. It could be a birthday, it could be a good grade, it could be a brand new haircut. I often think that we do this with clothes too, right? We find a good pair of clothes that makes us feel good, and then we're afraid to wear them because we don't want to stain them or wear them out too soon, and then before you know it, they're in our closet, and then we don't fit into them anymore. They're not fashionable anymore. To get the clothes that make you feel good, wear them as much as possible. Let's not save anything, right? Oh my god. Let's see, what the heck is this? Late night stories. Happy birthday, Regina. Yes, we shouldn't be revealing our personal information. You like the drinking glass I have? Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like it too. Guys, this is, has a great grip. I love that it's not gonna slide out of my hand. Where did I get these? Where did I get these glasses with the... I think, okay, so these glasses came from Sur la Table, Polka Dotters, in case you wanted to find them. I think I was meandering around a farmer's market, wandered into a Sur la Table, and I like to drink out of interesting glasses, and I saw these and I just liked them. And I think I remember in a restaurant, like having a margarita or something in one of these. And I was like, I love the feel of this glass in my hand. And I was so glad to find it again in store. Yes, Gabe, I'm available tomorrow. The late night stream is because I was working all day, and this is the time that I had to do it. Okay, for those of you on the YouTube live vertical, don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. But over on Twitch, it's time to do some writing, and also YouTube live if you don't want the ads. Let's see here. Oh, okay. To the blank page where everything starts. Let's see. Today's date is March 17th, 2026. This is our original fiction. Does he like Mexico? Yeah, of course. That's a lot of Mexican flags. Yeah, I love Mexico. Polka Dotter says, Chelsea, I love farmers markets. I wish it wasn't so cold. I miss them. Ah, I see. I'm very lucky. It's warm where I am, and they are in full swing nearly all the time. You're from Mexico. Ah, okay. Well, thank you so much for joining. It means a lot, and it means a lot wherever you're from. Thank you for joining the YouTube live vertical stream. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, fantastic. Also, hola, ¿cómo estás? I'll pull up my Spanish 101 for you. ¿Qué tal? 14 degrees in Michigan. And gave us bolognese. You missed the G! Okay, let's see. We need a character. We need maybe, I was thinking, servant, server. And then I was thinking a little bit of something like tone. I was thinking like, almost like triangle of sadness, or a menu, or Squid Game maybe. Squid Games? Games. I think it's plural. Several games, yes. Polka Dotters, I am doing a live story creation. I just challenge myself to write a story in about an hour or so. You know, I do take time out to hang out with the stream, of course. But yeah, just a little writing exercise that I do. And Christy Wing, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining the vertical live stream. So happy to have you here. How's it going on your side of the planet? In the beginning, you need a middle, you need an end. For us writers, we know that that's like a Act 1, an Act 2, an Act 3, right? But before I can move on with plot, I feel like plot is always defined by the characters that we create. Like, what is our character? What does our character want? I've been reading, audiobooking Train Dreams, Jesus' Son by Dennis Johnson. And he is an author who was published in the 1960s. Train Dreams was made into a movie that you can check out on Netflix. It's first person. It's a little... and I'm speaking of his style of writing, both the short story Train Dreams and Jesus' Son kind of gave me like it has a hard edge to it. It's a little ethereal, it's a little dreamy, it's a little in and out of time. It's raw, sometimes repulsively so. Sometimes his characters are not that likable. I think the movie version of Train Dreams made his character just a little bit more likable than he was presented in the book. The main issue being how involved he was with a crime that takes place in the very first chapter. Claudia said hi. Hi, Claudia. I thought we said hello already. Oh, do I want to learn Spanish? I do. I want to be better at it. That's for sure. The Spanish lessons that I had have made me more formal than I'd like to be. And I know a lot of people who are fluent in Spanish. And whenever I use my textbook Spanish, for lack of a better term, yeah, I always get an eye roll and a laugh. For instance, I would call a pen un bolígrafo, and they would say, oh, we don't say bolígrafo anymore. It's lápiz or pencil or something else. But whenever I talk to them, I guess I sound very formal, as if I were to, in English, say to someone, hello, good morrow, sir. Something like that, as opposed to, hey, how's it going? Good morning. Let's see. Just started working in the writing center at my college, so I'm writing like all day. That's awesome. That's good though. I'll have to check that movie out. Yeah, please do. It was Oscar nominated. He did a wonderful job. Beautiful cinematography. And that particular picture was very much about almost like the story of how a man becomes the town hermit and how it was rooted in grief. It's an exploration of grief and labor and kind of the birth of the Industrial Revolution in America. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful movie and very well done. I really enjoyed the film. Probably, if I must say, a little more than I enjoyed the novel, which isn't, the short story, which is usually not how that goes. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it, y'all. We need a beginning and a middle and an end to our story, right? So let's go back. I keep getting distracted by the beautiful chat over here. Everybody is so engaging, and I love talking to you. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the top viewers are at streamboo.com. Gotta do some banning. Banned. Gone. Okay. Back to the page. What does the server want? The server wants to... I don't know, we just have to make it up. Let's see. He wants to let's make it easy. Just save up enough money for a new car. We have like a external want and then maybe the internal want. So we can add a little more depth to this character instead of making them materialistic and make things about money, because it's really more about like wants to be free, you know. Money's one thing, it doesn't really matter. What do you spend the money on? The car. Okay, well the car is still kind of material, but what does the car symbolize? You get in a car, you can go wherever you want. You're no longer held back by what you're limited to getting to via public transportation or your feet. You know, maybe it's a road trip. Maybe it's a big move. Why does one need a car, right? Oh, you saw the puppy in the background. Yeah, that's my dog. Hold on. She loves attention. Hey, Sugar. Her name's Sugar. No, we're not wrestling. I'm using you as a prop. I'm using you for likes. I'm using you for content. Hello. Hello. This is Sugar. This is my Boston Terrier. And she is confused but cute. And she's got this cool lightning strike on the back of her ear. See that? Makes her super cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sugar. Yeah. We call her Sugar because she's so sweet. And she loves affection and licking. She loves to lick. Okay. You want to stay there? You want to escape? What do you want to do? Well, the chat loves you. Do you want to stream live and then I'll go do other things? You're a dog. She can't answer. Here we go. Thank you, Sugar. If you like Sugar, be sure to like and subscribe. Okay. Wants to be free, a sense of freedom. You know, sometimes it could be that easy. And then, like, who was the server up against, really? Who's the antagonist? What's the obstacle? You know, we could always be man versus nature. It could be man versus man. It could be man versus himself. Let's say it's man versus man. I like the idea of like a mad chef. I don't know why, but I picture chef with does anybody have an official name for a goatee that's tied into a braid? Is that called a something? I might have to Google it. Is there a term for a goatee tied into a braid? It's called a goatee braid. Wow. a Viking beard braid, braided chin beard, a wizard twirl. Oh, there's some great names for this. A chef with a Viking beard braid. That's kind of what I'm picturing. And then what does he want? I think the chef, because we're doing like a triangle of sadness, here's what I'm starting to think. I'm thinking that the beginning is going to be a dinner party for the wealthy elite, right? We can have some, for lack of a better term, just like lifestyles of the rich and famous kind of famous vibe, right? Also, did I say yeah, I said vibe. And then also, has anybody seen Dinner for Schmucks? Yeah, Google. Google for the win every time, though. But it feels like maybe like a dinner for schmucks. Rich people, which is rich people dogging on the poors. Yeah, the poor. And then server putting up with it for the money for his escape plan, right? In life, you know, not necessarily the dinner party, but so this chef probably wants to I would say cleanse the world. The Epstein class, maybe. Or let's say oppressive oligarchs. So it doesn't seem so on the nose. And then and then he has like an emotional want, right? Wants to feel a sense of justice, vindication. Yeah, okay. So we have a servant or a server. I think we're going to tell it from the server's point of view. We'll have the mad chef emerge in the middle, and the middle will be the last course. Everyone at the table falls into their how about just drops dead? The mad chef emerges. Now everyone working is culpable. Let's see. It's been years since I've seen that movie. Oh yeah. How do I find you on Twitch? I stream sometimes myself, but it's lame. I just cut the mic and play games. Oh, please, that's not lame at all. If you go on Twitch, I'm Derrick Denicola Writer, DerrickDeniColaWriter. I know that's a lot now that I'm saying it out loud. If I could write it on here, I would, but maybe I'll just write it and hold it up to my phone. Can people read this? Oh, it's backwards. So no. Okay. Never mind. Can I write it backwards? it's gonna look terrible. What a fun exercise, though. Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Oh no, I've already blown it. Hold on. Oh, we're about to see. Let's see, does it work? Yeah! Ooh, wow. Oh, Claudia, buenas noches. Gracias. I appreciate you being on stream. I don't know any Spanish words for streaming yet. It's just kind of the basics about food and colors and where the library is. I'm so sorry. I'll have to get better. I'll have to get better. But good night. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was some great backwards writing. Once I saw it, I was kind of impressed with myself. I mean, not too much, but a little. Okay, so in this middle, the end. I like the idea of maybe in the beginning, the chef keeps foreshadowing, but the rest of the staff doesn't get it. Just thinks he is another angry chef, which you can find a lot of people who are over it for sure. Oh, hey, Shug. And then we have the end. Let's see. So we had to find out what to do, right? All of a sudden, everybody drops dead. Mad Chef emerges. Everyone working is culpable. Everyone panics, thinking they're going to go to jail. Then they need to devise a plan. Can't waste the opportunity. Maybe there's like a big speech that convinces everyone in this room to do the right thing instead of a selfish thing. Then maybe, so therefore they take the phones from the oligarchs and use their faces to unlock them and send out their private information for dissemination. And then maybe, is this what I do for work? Yeah. Not backwards writing. I like to write forwards most of the time. That's how I prefer to do it. But yeah, you can see me on Twitch editing my novel, coming up with some short stories. I have videos on YouTube as well. And I even really got into writing mostly through screenplays. So I write a lot of screenplays and enter them into competitions and have written several movies and have gotten a few made as well. But yeah, whenever somebody asks what I do, that is definitely how I identify as a writer. Let me scroll up so everybody can kind of see here. And then, get away with it. Maybe we can get away with it. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe they frame it as like a death cult. But more importantly, I think I'm literally just typing my stream of consciousness. I think it'd be fun if our lead server escapes to the night in one of the oligarchs' many cars. Like he finally gets the car that he's been saving up for, but just not in the way he thought. All right, a little fun expectation, fun little twist. Thank you, Claudia. Good night. Buenas noches. Take care. I'll see you next YouTube vertical live stream, perhaps. Okay. I don't really know how this story is going to shake out, but that's the whole point. You just have to start writing, and really, a good story comes from the editing, the rewriting of the thing. It's never the writing of the thing, it's the rewriting of the thing. But we can't edit a blank page, can we? So, let's just kind of close our eyes and... What's an opening image? Steam clouded my eyes as I've been shaking dish. Joseph. Sage. Stop. Top with coin sliced. Put it in. Nostrils. Didn't think it was possible to fish. So good. Sea creatures. Always made my skin curl. Made my skin curl? I'm sud. Bye, see you tomorrow. Good night, friend. Adios. Adios, amiga. Buenas noches. I always made my nose wrinkle. I saw that on a plate. See how anyone could eat octopus. Gross. Let's see, First course away. No, what did I say? The Viking. What's it called? The Viking. The chef shouted. Braid from his Viking beard tucked neatly into a facial hairnet. It's kind of funny. It kind of is dismissive of what makes the beard so cool and masculine, isn't it? Oh, hey, Bloopy. I switched to this chat from YouTube. I'm loving the story outline so far. Lizard twists? Beard braid? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to make it up as we go along. We have a little outline here. Maybe the lizard thing can be part of the death cult, you know? Maybe when we unlock the phones of these Richies, maybe we can find out that they're reptilian all of a sudden, so you don't feel as bad for the death of these people. That would be a nice touch, actually. Do you know Cat's Eye? Why is that familiar? Is Cat's Eye on Twitch? Cat's Eye? Or, no, that's K-pop? It's K-pop? It's K-pop. It's K-pop! Cat's Eye Girl Group. Yeah, I don't know them personally, but I have heard of them because that name was familiar. Do you like Cat's Eye? Yeah, of course. Linnea... Leanna, I'm sorry. Leanna. Is anybody else on YouTube live a fan of K-pop Demon Hunters as well? And is Blackpink still cool? Is everybody still listening to Blackpink? Okay, first course away, the chef challenge. I guess it would be second course. Let's start in the middle of this. We don't serve sage stuffed trout as our first course, I'll tell you that right now. The demands of service have been fierce all night. Spent nearly a half an hour polishing pearl spoons. Is it pearl spoons? Yeah. Pearl spoons for caviar cost more than my mom's whole house. And these rich people just left it unfinished, as if they enjoyed the waste. Spending of the money on caviar made them feel important. The wasting of it made them feel powerful. God sheep, Lutz, what does that mean? Also, Xander, what's up? Xander videos. What kind of videos, Xander? What are we talking about here? Two dots connected. Love that name. Love connecting the dots. And all you really need to do that are two. Makes perfect sense in a username to me. Y'all, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you want to know what I am doing, I'm writing over here live on Twitch. Let me see. Let's... Mothman, hello! Mariana, what's up? Me too, I... Sub? What does sub mean? Sorry if I'm not being cool. Bloopy says, I am by proxy. My daughter loves K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes. You know, I didn't really know much about it. I just knew that there was a massive amount of hype. One day I was on Netflix. I had some time. I clicked on it, and I got sucked in. It was good. Good music. Really good music. Really fun animation. Really funny. And I also listened to a podcast with the writer who's super talented and funny in her own right. And the story of how it even got made is pretty amazing. So all around, I'm just going to give a big yes. Let me just give a big yes to K-pop Demon Hunters. Wesley Darnell, hello! How are you doing today, huh? Also, we're talking about Cat's Eye, but who brought up Cat's Eye and why? Tell me. Let's see. So we're at the dinner party for a wealthy elite lifestyles, rich and famous vibe. Dinner for schmucks, rich people talking about the poor. Let's say snap, snap. Each world as they order us around. Did I like it? Of course not. But I needed the paycheck. Well, I didn't need the paycheck. I needed the car it would get me. I had to get out of this city. It's true what they say. Let's do an in dash here about cities keeping you alive. What they don't say is that it's from the inside out. Body still moves. My mind still craves. But my soul, my battery, my spiritual battery. No, it's already inferred. Battery is drained. Life would become no different than a prison sentence. I didn't want to die before I could see the world. Okay. Right? Let's see. Gang, I gotta go or I want to leave. Have a good day. Bye, Wesley. I appreciate you stopping in even at all. Also, if you're interested about what I'm doing on the other side here, I am writing live on Twitch and YouTube Live. But you know, I appreciate you stopping in for as long as you did. I think it was cool. Let's see. I sit there $1,000. Oh, wow, what's happening on Twitch here? Let's see. Oh my god, I've been raided. Oh my goodness. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Raiders. Broken pH meter. What a great... Oh, Arthur Christie, thank you for raiding. That's so awesome. Wait, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? And what did you do on your stream? Creative One was over on Arthur Christie. Welcome back, Creative One. I know that you used to hang out over here too. It's a pleasure to have you back here. I'm Josh Gamer. What's up? Creative One throwing the bits around. Okay, baller. Okay, baller. Arthur Christie, how was your stream? What did you do on your stream? Ashley Hinton, hello. And I look like Ryan Reynolds. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I gotta say, I wish my bank account looked like his too. That would be fun. Y'all, if you want, please like and subscribe. Hello, Christy Wing. Every time I see your screen name, I think it says Kristen Wig. Over on Twitch, I'm creating some original fiction live, and I have a wonderful group of people who just came in from Arthur Christie's live stream. Creative One, not due to time either. Oh, the stream was great. I read the last bit of my new novel coming out, Mr. Brightside. That's fantastic. I read, I cried, and now we're here. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, so Arthur Christie, how can we support you and Mr. Brightside? Did you finish reading like the last draft before publication? Is it published and we can go online and find it? Can you give me a little bit more information? I think it's wonderful. And also, I know that you brought a majority of the people to this chat, but what's Mr. Brightside about? You know, we're in reading and writing. If you have the time, of course. I love hearing about all things reading and writing, and I'm always interested to see what other authors are up to. I think it's fantastic. This is the section where I'm creating original fiction. However, I am also editing my novel as well. I'm on chapter like 27 or 28 of 34. The whole thing's already been written, but I'm just doing editing and punch-ups and just getting real nitpicky. I start big, I overwrite, I include everything I want, and then through each subsequent edit, I go in and I tear things out, I rearrange, I remove redundancies, I try and figure out how to not overwrite. Caleb, gang WTF. What's up, Caleb? How you doing? Happy to have you on this vertical live stream. Yeah, if you want to go to twitch.tv, I know, maybe you don't want to, but I'm doing some live writing over there if you want to see what we're all talking about. Storm Satsuki, Deadpool. I wish. Y'all, I wish. Maybe it would be fun to do a live stream with the Deadpool mask on. I don't know. Let's see. Arthur Christie says, it'll be out April 1st. You can pre-order on Amazon. It's a contemporary romance about healing from domestic abuse. about knowing your worth and learning that happiness isn't earned, it's deserved and built upon with the people we love. That is so lovely, author Christie. And what a time in which we live for you to publish something like that. It's one, it's just a tough time to be alive for anybody else here in North America, suffering through late stage capitalism. Two, the not only the divisiveness of our politics, but the divisiveness of an online culture where we're all together but still separate, where we're all kind of hiding behind a handle. TJ Henry, I figured it's easier to like overwrite before editing because it's easier to remove the material you don't need more than to be like, how do I add this in now? That's how I feel, TJ. I would rather have too much than not enough, and I've always subscribed to the maxim you can't edit a blank page. Not to mention, it feels good to get it all out of your brain. Storm Satsuki says, have you tried Filipino food? I have. Do you have anything particular in mind when it comes to Filipino food? Written by Liv says, I wish I was an overwriter. I tend to underwrite, and it always feels more challenging to add extra content than it would be to take it away. That's interesting. It's funny because I have tried to write in different styles on purpose. I figured out how other writers write. Some people are pantsers, some people write by the seat of their pants, almost like improv style writing, stream of conscious, and they figure it out as they go along. Some people are plotters, right, where they just outline and outline and outline, and their outline becomes so detailed that eventually they just have to start plugging in the poetic sinew of the work. And some people are a little bit of a hybrid. I'm kind of a hybrid. I kind of found what works for me. I'll always make an outline to get myself started, and then once I dive into the story and really start to learn more about my characters and start asking myself questions using the Socratic method, I learn the story learns me, really, is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, do you know what my drink even is right now, Storm Satsuki? I'm drinking Alive kombucha root beer flavored. So does that still work? Do you know what I'm drinking? Or does it pair with that? TJ says, sorry for following and running, but I gotta call a night and get to the gym. Yes. Yes, do it. Get into the gym. I love the dedication. Oh, but back to Written by Live. I forced myself to try a bunch of different styles of writing and found it surprising what actually worked for me, because for a long time I was writing screenplays and I was just outlining to death, and it felt inorganic and it felt algorithmic, and I was just a slave to structure. And then whenever I gave myself more permission to have fun, to write non-sequentially, to have big ideas, to get to failure faster, to write terrible scenes just to get something else out on the page, I found myself enjoying the process more, engaging with my imagination. It felt like I had kind of reconnected with that inner child who used to make up stories and pretend and get up and be on my feet and walk around the room and really do the scenes, like really play in my house, saying the things out loud, trying it with an accent, changing my posture and walking around the room as the character, getting involved. And once I started playing more, I felt like my writing grew, and not only that, it just became more fun. And I say all of this to say, have you given yourself the ability to Have you given yourself permission to try styles outside of what you're already comfortable with and allow yourself to maybe discover something new? Okay. Creative One says, I haven't figured out how to balance in the moment. Oh wait, that was supposed to be in there too. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, if writing was easy, everybody would do it and everybody would have their novel out. Um, we're all ambitious and we all want to write that feeling that we have. We all put pen to paper because we have a feeling that we really, really want to convey. And then the logistics of the thing hit us. We want to tell a good story. We need to give the audience the right information in the right order in a compelling way. And then our minds get all tangled and we lose the feeling and then we get frustrated and sometimes we give up. But honestly, if you soldier on, you'll find your way back. Sherrick's Berry, I over and underwrite and then try to put it all together like a puzzle after the fact. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I do too. Whenever I don't know where something's going, I'll underwrite it just to make sure that the puzzle piece fits into place so I could see the plot from front to back and that it all is cohesive. But I do know that, like, oh, this chapter, this scene, this line, this character, this relationship is a little flat, it's a little weak, it's a little two-dimensional, and I'm going to have to go back and add depth. Author Christy says, same though, it's 1 a.m. and I need to get to bed. Oh, Author Christy, please, go get that beautiful rest that I know you need. Rest that mind. I'm sure your stream took it out of you, and if you have a novel coming out in April, I know you've been putting down some pages, so any rest you take, I'm sure you deserve. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you. Thank you for taking care of my community. Have a good rest of your stream. I will. I'm happy to do it. Thank you so much. Creative One says that Sherry has the bag of all the goods. Oh, you like root beers? Me too. I just can't do overly sugary ones. I'm trying to be better about it. So the kombucha Alive GT's root beer is kind of what I've been using to be better. To be better without so much sugar. At least I get a probiotic out of it. Have I heard the song Equip Sunglasses? Separated Trail Mix says. You think I need to? Equip Sunglasses. Song. A song by Hot Mulligan from 2020. I might do a live listen to this. We'll do like a live listen and reaction once I get through reading everybody here. Night Badger Leader. Dope. Replying to Written by Live, Sherricksberry says, it's like I have a bunch of important scenes in my head, so I write something that will string them all together, and then the story will go, nah, that's not the right order. And I have to pick it apart and move the important scenes around until it works. Yeah, but it's important that you have the scenes to move around, right? And I love that, because the story reveals itself to you. And Storm Satsuki says, do you watch anime, bro? Some anime, yes, I do. I'm not as prolific as a lot of other people in my anime watching, but yes, I do. I like Cowboy Bebop. I like, back in the day, Dragon Ball Z. I probably haven't watched that in a hot minute though. But yeah, let's see. It's Written by Liv says, ooh, I see. I think I kind of do the opposite in a way. I write all the major scenes as they come to me, whether that's in order or completely non-linear, and then have to string them together after the fact. Written by Liv, have you ever seen the Matt Stone, Trey Parker, new NYC writing what's it called? Maybe I'll find... Writing Advice NYC. Okay, so there's a YouTube video called Writing Advice from Matt Stone and Trey Parker at NYU. And they talk about the rule of replacement, where if the word but or therefore can't exist between scenes, they know that they're in trouble. So if they go, well, Cartman does this, and then this happens, and then so Cartman's mom, is upset, and then this happens. They know that they're kind of telling a boring, rambling story, where the short of the idea is if you can put but or therefore in between your scenes, you have causation. You have it'll almost make the plot propulsive. So if Cartman runs out of cheesy poofs, therefore he has to steal Butter's cheesy poofs. But Butter's cheesy poofs were laced with laxative. Therefore, Cartman has diarrhea in front of his class. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry for the crude example, but I had to make it up on the spot, and I was using South Park, so it seemed logical. But if you do the but, therefore, sometimes you'll start to see the holes in how your major scenes aren't completely gelling together. Let's see. Creative One says, acting it out is at the roots. It's how I started and established the stories in the first place. I should try acting it out. Yes, you know who also does that? Aaron Sorkin. He's great as well. And I once had a writing teacher say, if you can't emotionally resonate with something or get or act it out yourself, why would you ask an actor to? And take that with a grain of salt. All right. I know that there are some things that actors can do that we as writers cannot, but the idea is that the story should so emotionally resonate with you that it should be easy enough that if you were on set and an actor said, "Why did you write this?" you should be able to convey it. It should be that close to home for you. Let's see. Taha Majid says, I've been addicted to nicotine for 10 years. I try to quit every time, but I can't control the withdrawal symptoms. Can you please give me some advice? No, I cannot. I am not a doctor. I am so sorry. But the good news is that you have access to the internet, and if you're genuinely asking, there is the appropriate amount of help. I just would not seek it from some dude online talking into a microphone about writing, but I do wish you the best, and I do hope you can kick that addiction with the proper help. Why are you so close to Cam? Because that's where my desk is, and that's where my tripod fits. General Cersei. Just kind of luck of the draw. Don't know what else to tell you. Okay, let's see. It's fascinating how everyone approaches writing differently. I love learning how writers write. Yay, Sherry has some organic chaos, I can tell. Yeah. Let's see. I have not, but I'll note it down. Does it talk about non-linear writing? I think it's yes and no. I don't think you have to write linearly in order for this to happen, but just know that whenever you're putting your scenes together, that it's a great tool to understanding why the scene that came before it is necessary, right? Otherwise, a confused audience will say no, is what we've learned, especially in today's age when people's attention spans start to shrink. And that's true. Let's see, what else? Probably get nowhere if I started with a profession or personality or looks design of character. I really gain momentum from event and reaction to event, and that's so great to know about yourself. For me, it's like character and relationship. I need to know what my character wants before I can really do any writing of value. If I don't know what my character wants, then I'm just world building, I'm setting tone, but I'll just have a big bloated Act 1 and nothing will ever move anywhere. Let's see. Sherry Berry says, yes, I usually start with an event and then make up a person who would make sense in that event. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that's a great way to go too. That's how, that's a really great easy in, right? Dramatic irony. Who is the worst person I can put in this situation? A boat sinks in the middle of the ocean. My character is afraid of the water and can't swim. That's rich, right? Yes, I usually start with it. I like the causation idea and the but therefore trick. It's a nice tip to link everything up together, right? And it is and it doesn't have to be the end all be all, but like you said, good tip, right? St. Patty's Day is over here. Wait, St. Patty's Day is over there, or it's over here? Because I got like 2 more hours of St. Patty's Day where I am. St. Patty's Day, it's not over here. Ow, ow, ow! Y'all are crazy. I love this. West Coast, Best Coast. Oh, Sherry Berry, you're a West Coaster too? That's cool. Oh, wow. Okay, finally caught up on the chat. Realized I have not been writing. I gotta say, it's so easy. So easy to not write. Also known as, how much can I torture my character before they die on me? Yeah, that's another problem a lot of writers have, right? They kind of put themselves in the shoes of their main character and they want to be too nice to them because you want to be nice to yourself. But we need drama, we need conflict. Can't be afraid to put these imaginary people into excruciating circumstances. I love putting my characters under a magnifying glass in the sun. See, that's why I cannot start with character. I see, I see. I don't want to say we're the victims. That's too on the nose. It's more like, what are these rich people shouting? It's, it's a crime. The rich America. Everyone is after us. Better off buying our own country. Something like that. I couldn't afford a used Honda. Used 2015 Honda. with my hands on my back. What are you for? 2. Back and four. 2, fold there. Neck. Wrist. Pelvis. Their faces. They never seems before. Like they already started living life in their underground luxury bunkers. Let's see. Let's torture our character a little bit. Hey, Pompano Fish. How's it going? I am writing over here on twitch.tv/Derrick Denicola Writer, or on YouTube at Derrick Denicola. I'm just creating some original fiction in real time, almost like improv writing here. Let's see. Played the song Wine Me, Dine Me by Turbo Jarabi. Ding dong. You're crazy. Wine me, dine me. Am I your DJ? Do you not have music where you are? Let me see. By Turbo Jarabi. Let's see. Who is this guy? This guy has a beard. All right. Let's get into it. Why do you want me to listen to this? Yeah, no thanks. Also, let's see. Equip sunglasses. Let's see. I told somebody to listen to Equip sunglasses. Okay, awesome. Played it. That's a song. Appreciate you for sharing it. I'll finish it later. Gobble me? Funny. Let's see. What you're doing? I am live writing. You can head over to my Twitch or my YouTube if you want to see the actual text that I'm live writing. Oh. But yeah, just hanging out. I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do. Also, for everybody on Twitch, if you don't want ads, I'm on YouTube. If you want to skip commercials and stuff like that, or you could always like and subscribe too. It would not be a story, just a person dies. Finn. Oh, look, another to die. Congrats. You're a horror writer. If you tell us beforehand that they're going to die, it could be a suspense novel. Hey, smart move, right? It's really about what the audience knows and the order that they get the information in. The prophet said that they would die. I didn't know how many stinking times. GL with the writing notes. Good luck with the writing notes, team. I'm going to head out, but enjoy your day and nights. Oh, good, good. Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you being there. And here, I'll pin that YouTube to the top of the stream, just in case you guys want to go over and like and subscribe over on YouTube. It always helps me out. But, you know, if not, I look forward to seeing you live on Twitch again. Okay. let's keep going here as I still in me as well. I'm waiting for back in me for a refill. Yeah, looks at the face. It's like I've never seen some like I already started living my life in the luxury around milkers. And CEO of one of the largest oil companies in the world. Not into a nose way. They scurried over like a good little serpent. I got some sauce on my shoe. He said, I didn't know what he wanted me to do until he rotated in his chair and extended his leg toward me. Quickly, they're Italian leather. My heart dropped. My self-esteem, if I had any to begin with, now non-existent. My eyes turned around the room to the other servers. I glanced at me sideways. Signaling that they understood my humiliation. Continued to stand dutifully. There we go. For lure. Wow. I'm gonna just say hungry. Hey, how you going? How's it going? Pleasure to have you on stream. I'm just doing some live writing over here on Twitch, YouTube Live. Appreciate you being here. Continue to stand dutifully. I pulled the white napkin from my apron. Started to dab the shoe. At this point, I decided to give it my all. I decided that if I had come this far, would be best remover of Bernays from Italian leather on God's green, and then let's put a wham. Oh, it doesn't know Bernays? Well, I'll teach you. man. Back in his chair. His body. Limp. How about this? His extremities limp. His face convulsing. Froth. Froth? How about spittle? Leaking from the side of his mouth. The table cried out. Several Louis well-dressed oligarchs stood and toppled under their suddenly weak knees, caving under nausea. Whoops. Nausea, dizziness, blood pouring from their noses, coughing, little red clouds, creating a crimson pollock on the silky white tablecloth. And their servers. Yeah, the other servers. I stood for eyes wide, jaw slack. Our hands extended, offering a gesture of help, but with no knowledge, of how to actually do so. Something like that. You look like a very wealthy businessman. Oh, thank you, Malex. I appreciate that. I don't think I do, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Also, is writing your hobby or full-time job? Yeah, well, a little bit of both. I do like writing, of course. It doesn't always pay the bills, so sometimes you have to pick up other jobs for sure, but it's what I identify as more so than any other hobby or potential line of work. But be sure to like and subscribe. Those always help too. Help a writer stay writing. Appreciate you, Pompano Fish. Also, if you want to see what I'm writing over here, you can pop on over to twitch.tv/Derrick Denicola Writer. Derrick Denicola is my name, all spelled out. You see it on your screen there. Just add writer, WRITER, or you can go over to YouTube and find me at Derrick Denicola and watch me without commercials if you want to. Let me check the chat over on Twitch here. Creative One says, taking off gloves, was about to say, please don't say dropped. Trapped at work was cleaning toilets. Oh man. Let's see. Let's keep going. And also, whenever we start to meander off the path, that's why we have this outline, which I'm scrolling up towards. Let's see. Do you find it better to physically write on paper over digitally typing it? There are pros and cons to both. I actually made a short little YouTube video on this about the pros and cons of writing on paper versus on keyboard. I can type faster than I can write by hand. Uh, that's not always necessarily a good thing because all typing is pretty uniform. You pick your font and you just kind of go with it. Times New Roman, Courier New. Uh, However, when you journal, you give your mind more time to process your thoughts while writing. Sometimes changing your mind mid-sentence. In a way, it's kind of a bit more natural in the way that we would think before we speak, as opposed to just word vomit whenever your fingers can keep up with your brain. Also, in journaling, you pay attention to like the kind of pen that you choose to use, how big you write something, whether you use cursive, whether you use print, whether you underline something, whether you write something in bold or circle it. I like the handwriting in a journal on a blank page just because of that. Just because it has a little bit more style to it. I see my personality. I can see what words meant something to me when I was writing them by how I wrote them. Whenever I type something, it all seems like just a big old document, a word vomit document. And that's not bad, but it's less interesting to read back. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. The other servers and I stood in horror, eyes wide, jaws slack, our hands extended, offering a gesture of help, but with no knowledge of how to actually do so. And their bodies stopped convulsing and went cold. The room silent. That's not, who cares? When their bodies stopped convulsing and went cold, there was only one figure who and all here laughing. The chef. Let's choose another word. We already described it as like a Viking beard. Let's what was it called? Viking beard braid, plate. Oh, the that'd be fun. The Celtic braided. The Celtic braided chef. Stood in the door frame. Buttoning his whites, right? The little apron that he wears. Oh, how about this? Instead of unbuttoning his wipes, let's have him, because they never made it to dessert, so maybe he's eating. holding a plate of maybe devil's food, something a little thematic to the crime we've just witnessed here. Dessert named after evil. Devil's food cake as well as the yeah. That's all. Dark, rich, and tempting. Let's call it devil's food cake. Okay. Yeah, I was right the first time. Laying a plate. Topped with a perfect slice of devil's food cake. This fork. Diving in again and again. He about crumbs flew as he spoke. They don't deserve dessert. You guys should have some though. Perfectly safe. No one spoke. No one knew what to say. They had come for a job and had come to be demeaned in servitude for money. All I could, and as all the most important cadavers in the world and cold around me, all I could think was never going to get that car. Let's check the chat here. Oh, creative ones lighten up the chat. Shift, mission complete. I can write faster on paper since I don't have a keyboard. Mobile life be like that. Like Nordic, you mean? Celtic knot? Yeah. Sneak in the Rocky Road ice cream. Ooh, flambe. Baked Alaska when hell freezes over. Plot list of angels food. I like Leader of the Fallen Angels. Wow, creative one. Truly are being creative. We got a lot here. I like it. Flambe is fun, but I want something that he could hold in his hand here. Flambe, like you have to wheel out a cart, and it almost might be a little too much. Baked Alaska, what you have the blowtorch on top of the meringue. Do you find typing seems sterile versus a handwritten passage? That's a better way to put it, Vendetta. Yeah, you summarized. You must be a writer yourself. You summarized my whole sentiment. Elysian, hello from Malaysia. Wow. Hello. Where are you from? I'm over here in Los Angeles, California, here in America. Thank you for tuning in Malaysia. I appreciate that. That's so cool. What time is it over in Malaysia right now? I like the Rocky Road ice cream too. I'm still gonna just push forward and maybe we'll make the changes in the rewrite, right? And we're going to get that car. Um, edge toward the one of the doors, looking to escape the room, escape the horror. I could feel the family meal from earlier starting to rise up. It's a good family meal. Maybe like a little chicken and rice. I don't know. Well, do we even need to get into it? Do you have 2 cars? No, I do not have 2 cars. I just have one. One's all you need, as long as it works. One is all you need. One is all you need. Starting to rise up. I lurched. To break past chef. I dropped his plate. Cake. Reached into his apron and held his knife to my neck. No one is leaving. I turned. I threw up. All over the face of all over the face of the Secretary of Defense. Oh God. He would have done the same to you. The chef stepped forward. So I guess it's time for that big speech. Hell, he already has. This cat. Responsible for so many deaths. It would take, I don't know, a handful of lifetimes to even count them. And look at him. Fat belly. You don't eat like that when your conscience bothers you. The chef pointed his knife to each individual sprawled on the floor. This one. They're unbreathable for your kids. This one. Made sure cancer can never be cured because there is too much money to be made when everyone is sick. This one. I don't know, what if some old, this one, has made all of our voices unhearable. Stacking lobbyist after lobbyist. Slipping money and poison into the ears of every elected official. Let's we stepped over another body. Again, it was laser light and PowerPoint presentation. He stood over this one, maybe caressing the blade. Ooh, that's a happy accident. Caressing the blade over the bald man's scalp. Drawing what seemed to be his initials into it. Happy accident there. Did you just say unhearable? No. What are you writing? Well, if you want to, come join me on twitch.tv. You can see this original short story that I'm writing here. Or you can go to youtube.com/@Derrick Denicola. You'll see the name on your screen there if you want to watch a commercial free. But yeah, feel free to come on over and watch me create some original fiction. Let's see where we're at in our outline, shall we? A dinner party for the wealthy elite, lifestyles of rich and famous vibe, dinner for schmucks, rich people dogging on the poor, server putting up with it for money for his escape plan, chef keeps foreshadowing. I didn't really do the foreshadowing, but We kind of just jumped right into the action. Probably might fix that in the rewrite, right? We have the middle here where during the last course, which is actually a middle course because the last course should be dessert, but they never get to it. Everyone at the table drops dead. The mad chef emerges. Now everyone working is culpable. Everyone panics, thinking they're going to jail. They need to devise a plan. Can't waste the opportunity. The big speech that convinces everyone in this room to do the right thing instead of the selfish thing. They take phones. Okay, so we need to have the gathering of the team moment, right? Where it's like, I am Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Maybe it's a little forced, but also we're just playing around. We're just playing around. It doesn't have to be perfect, does it? Does it? Does anybody think it has to be perfect? Shift exit. Later, Derrick. See you, Creative One. I appreciate you. Let's do this. A waiter, step forward. This one is CEO of my mom's health care company. They denied her coverage. And she had cancer. She paid into it her whole life. And when she needed them most, the one job they were supposed to do found a loophole and left her for dead. The waiter reared back and kicked the lifeless. Backbones dressed in Armani. And again and again. The chef just nodded and smiled. Anything you've ever wanted and never got? Any pain you've ever had? Any suffering that seemed unreasonable? Sorry. I'll make this the chef's line. There's a good chance someone in this room is responsible for it. Made us murderers. I cried out involuntarily. We're all going to jail. I made you operators. A chef. Chef said, stepping over one body at a time, closing in the space between us. Nose to nose. Look me in my eyes. Such hard stare. It seemed to hurt. I had to work my gaze. Don't worry. Won't all be for nothing. I squatted over. Well dressed. Squatted over one of the many deceased tycoons. Pulled a phone from their jacket pocket. Oh, is he? That's debatable, HPM7, but I appreciate you being on the stream. Okay, let's keep going. How's everybody doing in the chat, by the way? Wow, we still have so many people here. We have Rebecca Suave, Refagets, Stacks and Games and Dogs. Special shout out to you, Suanova, Tokagen, Titexton, Valoreth, X Firefly 9X. Appreciate you being in here. I hope it's not too dull for you. Just powering through this short story. Let's get to the end of it. We're getting close to that hour, aren't we? He squatted over one of the many deceased tycoons, pulled a phone from their jacket pocket, held it up to their face. And stayed here all night, sending every crooked thing I can find in any news outlets, to the authorities, to anyone who will care. You can stay or you can go. This is what I'm here for. Who is joining me? The eyes in the room darted around, trying to land a moral decision. I'm surprised, truly, to see how many of us stayed in the dining room. And began looting the pockets and purses of our oppressors. Me. Felt felt I had to at least get some hair. Something. Some time to clear my head to make a plan. Follow the long hallway, not knowing where I was going. Surrounded by opulence. And grandeur. Spiraling staircases. Water fountains inside. Tree inside. An atrium inside. Inside a small library. What grandeur. It was confounding and infuriating. What these people had taken and they had hoarded. All I had ever wanted was a little 4-cylinder engine. Take me across the country and back home again. The next room, I wandered into something better. Let's think of like a expensive classic car. The most expensive cars ever sold at auction, huh? Let's see. Wow. All these Ferraris, McLaren. I guess. I want the reader to be able to picture something in their minds. Famous. Maybe famous cars from movies? Perhaps? Maybe? Ooh, the Bullet Ford Mustang is the 1968. Okay, maybe something like that. And your garage lit up, revealing one extravagant car after another. McLarens, Ferraris. One in particular that caught my eye. Car from movie Bullet. starring Steve McQueen. Oh wait, I don't want to underline it, I just want to, what was that? Just want to, there we go. Uh, 19, wait, what is it? So Shelby, 1968, Shelby GT 350. Minutes later, the engine rumbled. The steering wheel tight as I floored it, racing into the night, to a new world, into a world that would be shaken to its core by morning, a world that never dawned quite the same way again. For now, under the cover of darkness, it's no longer a servant. It was an escapee. Something like that. I don't know. It's a fine little button to put on it. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Jewel Cool Cat. Appreciate you being on the live stream. Be sure to like and subscribe. Always appreciate more followers. I'm also over here on Twitch and YouTube Live. BC2725K says, that's interesting. Is it? I hope so. Let's see. Written by says, oh, there we go. Never mind. So let's just read this puppy, right? I don't know what it's called. Does anybody have a fun title for this thing? Love to title this. Not sure what to title it. But we started off with a original fiction. We just kind of made it up. Servant, server, mad chef. We have the tone, triangle of sadness, the menu, maybe some Squid Games. The Squid Games didn't really rear its head in this. Let's just see how it feels. The steam clouded my eyes as I opened the chafing dish. Rows of sage stuffed trout topped with coin-sliced lemon punched my nostrils. I didn't think it was possible to make fish smell so good. Sea creatures always made my nose wrinkle when I saw them on a plate. I don't see how anyone could eat an octopus. Gross. How about this? I was an escapee. Barreling down the Pacific Coast Highway. And now, the smell of the sea used to churn my stomach. It's salty air. Smelled like freedom. Okay, so how about that? Just to help bookend things, right? We could always write in retrospect. Okay. The steam clouded my eyes as I opened the chafing dish. A rows of sage stuffed trout topped with coin sliced lemon punched my nostrils. I didn't think it was possible to make fish smell so good. Sea creatures always made my nose wrinkle when I saw them on a plate. I don't see how anyone can eat an octopus. Gross. Second course away, the chef shouted, the braid from his Viking beard tucked neatly into a facial hairnet. The demands of service had been fierce all night. I had spent nearly a half an hour polishing pearl spoons for caviar that cost more than my mom's whole house. And these rich people, they just left it unfinished, as if they enjoyed the waste. The spending of money on caviar made them feel important. The wasting of it made them feel powerful. Snap, snap. They chortled as they ordered us around. Did I like it? Of course not. But I needed the paycheck. Well, I didn't need the paycheck. I needed the car. It would get me. I had to get out of this city. It's true what they say about cities eating you alive. What they don't say is that it's from the inside out. My body still moves, my mind still craves, but my soul, my battery, is drained. Life had become no different than a prison sentence, and I didn't want to die before I could see the world. This is terribly overwritten, but it's what it is. They sipped their $1,000 bottles of wine and banged their fist on the table so hard it made me jump back. It's a crime to be rich in America. Let's do exclamation points. Everyone is after us. Exclamation points. We're better off buying our own country, and this will be cutting themselves off. I couldn't afford a used 2015 Honda Accord, much less a country. As I stood with my hands behind my back, waiting for them to beckon me for a refill or to refold their napkin, I noticed the paleness of their faces, like they had never seen sun before, like they had already started living life in their underground luxury bunkers. Then, when the CEO of one of the largest oil companies in the world nodded for me to come his way, I scurried over, like the good little servant I was. "There is sauce on my shoe," he said. I didn't know what he wanted me to do until he rotated in his chair and extended his leg toward me. Quickly, they're Italian leather. My heart dropped. My self-esteem, if I had any to begin with, was now non-existent. My eyes darted around the room to the other servers. They glanced at me sideways, signaling that they understood my humiliation, but continued to stand dutifully. I want to do nothing. To do nothing about it. Dutifully. I pulled the white linen napkin from my apron and started to dab at the shoe. At this point, I decided to give it my all. I decided that if I had come this far, I would be the best remover of Bernays from Italian leather on God's green wham! The man fell back in his chair, his extremities limp, but his face convulsing, spittle leaking from the side of his mouth. The table cried out. Several of these well-dressed oligarchs stood and toppled, their suddenly weak knees caving under nausea and dizziness, blood pouring from their noses, coughing little red clouds, creating a crimson pollock on the silky white tablecloth. The other servers and I stood in horror, eyes wide, jaws slack, our hands extended, offering the gesture of help, but with no knowledge of how to actually do so. When their bodies stopped convulsing and went cold, there was only one figure who we could all hear, laughing. The Celtic braided chef stood in the doorframe holding a plate topped with a perfect slice of devil's food cake, his fork diving in again and again. Crumbs flew as he spoke. "They don't deserve dessert. You guys should have some, though. Perfectly safe." No one spoke. No one knew what to say. We had come for a job. We had come to be demeaned in servitude for money. We had come to be demeaned in servitude for money. And as all the most important cadavers in the world lay cold around me, all I could think was, I'm never going to get that car. I edged toward one of the doors, looking to escape the room, escape the horror. I could feel the family meal from earlier, starting to rise up. I lurched, trying to break past Chef, but he dropped the plate of cake, reached into his apron, and held up his knife to my neck. No one is leaving. I turned. I threw up all over the face of the Secretary of Defense. Oh, God. He would have done the same to you, the chef stepped forward. Hell, he already has. This cat is responsible for so many deaths it would take a handful of lifetimes to even count them. And look at him, his fat belly. You don't eat like that when your conscience bothers you. The chef pointed his knife to each individual sprawled on the floor. This one made air unbreathable for your kids. He stepped over another body and pointed with his knife again, like it was a laser light, during a PowerPoint presentation. This one made sure cancer can never be cured because there's too much money to be made when everyone is sick. He stood over another body, caressing the blade over the bald man's scalp, drawing what seemed to be his initials into it. This one has made all of our voices unhearable. Stacking has silenced all of our voices. Has silenced all of our voices. Stacking lobbyist after lobbyist, slipping money and poison into the ears of every elected official. A waiter stepped forward. This one is the CEO of my mom's healthcare company. They denied her coverage when she had cancer. She paid into it her whole life, and when she needed them most, the one job they were supposed to do, they found a loophole and left her for dead. The waiter reared back and kicked the lifeless bag of bones dressed in Armani, then again and again. The chef just nodded and smiled. Anything you've ever wanted and never got? Any pain you've ever had? Any suffering that seemed unreasonable? There's a good chance that someone in this room is responsible for it. You made us murderers, I cried out involuntarily. We're all going to jail. I made you liberators, Chef said, stepping over one body at a time, closing in on the space between us. Nose to nose, he looked me in the eyes with such a hard stare it seemed to hurt. I had to avert my gaze. Don't worry. It won't all be for nothing. He squatted over one of the many deceased tycoons and pulled a phone from their jacket pocket and held it up to their face. I'm going to stay here all night, sending every crooked thing I could find to news outlets, to the authorities, to anyone who will care. You can stay or you can go, but this is what I'm here for. Who is joining me? The eyes in the room darted around, trying to land on a moral decision. I was surprised, truly, to see how many of us stayed in the dining room and began looting the pockets and purses of our oppressors. Me, I felt I had to at least get some air, some time to clear my head, to make a plan. I followed a long hallway, not knowing where I was going, surrounded by opulence and grandeur, large spiraling staircases, water fountains inside, a tree inside an atrium inside a small library. It was all confounding and infuriating what these people had taken and what they had hoarded. All I had ever wanted was a little four-cylinder engine to take me across the country and back home again. The next room I wandered into had something better. The indoor garage lit up, revealing one extravagant car after another. McLaurens, Ferraris, and one in particular that caught my eye. A car from the movie Bullet, starring Steve McQueen, a 1968 Shelby GT 350. Minutes later, the engine rumbled, and I gripped the steering wheel tight as I floored it, racing into the night and into a world that would be shaken to its core by morning. A world that would never dawn quite the same way again. But for now, under the cover of darkness, I was no longer a servant. I was an escapee, barreling down the Pacific Coast Highway. And now the smell of the sea that used to churn my stomach, its salty air, smelled like freedom. Okay, it's something. It's something. Let's title this something better than untitled. Let's call this Dining in Hell. Let's see. What's going on over in Twitch? Nothing. Everybody's cool. All right. Fantastic. Well, team, it's been a pleasure writing for you today. I know it's a shorter one today, but that is because I started late and it just happens sometimes. I'm so sorry. But be sure to go and like and subscribe. I'd love to keep writing for you guys some more. Normally I do these on Tuesdays. I was unable to get off my other job today, so it's a late stream, but I normally do this around noon to 5. It's a really long writing stream. I'll edit my novel, I'll create an original short story, and I'll also host a digital writer's room. And you guys, especially you creative one, I know you like being creative. It's literally in your handle. So if you ever want to come and contribute ideas and see what it's like to build a story live, to break a story live, I put polls up and we vote and we move forward in a very diplomatic, democratic way and create something together. And it's always a fun time. And I really enjoy doing it, and I enjoy hearing what everybody else thinks is a good idea, bad idea. Ideas are just better when you put a bunch of brains on them. Otherwise, things start to sound the same. And I understand that that's taking a shot at my own writing in a kind of way, but it's true. It takes a village. Nobody does it alone. And if you watch the Oscars, every speech that you've ever heard any artist say confirms that is true. So just throwing that out there. Okay, now let's find somebody else to raid. I know author Christy is off in the land of Nod. Let's find another reading and writing person to raid today. It's always so fun to get raided, and one of my favorite features on Twitch is your ability to share an audience. Oh, how lovely. Let's see. Categories. Let's go with the writing and reading. Is it reading and writing? It's writing and reading. Okay, let's see who's online doing the thing. I mean, oh, there I am. Wow. Let's see. I think my audience is mostly English. Let me see. Anybody? Okay, so maybe it's late. Maybe there's not a lot of people writing right now. How about we okay, let's go out of our own category then. Let's go out of our own category and see who's just being cool, huh? Who's just chatting? Horror video games, online advice show, Switch hidden. Who's got a vibe that I like? Who has a vibe that I like? St. Patrick's feasting. That's kind of fun. I like that these people are celebrating the holiday. Let's see what they're doing. Okay. I can't explain it, but these people seem interesting. This is Chelsea, yeah. This is Chelsea, yeah. You guys want to see what I'm seeing? Let's raid Chelsea, yeah. Okay. And here we go. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll do a much longer, better stream. Appreciate you being here. Let's raid Chelsea, yeah, now. All right, bye. Bye to you. Thanks so much. Be sure to like and subscribe.